My very first Winnie the Pooh. Pooh's Favorite Thing About Spring by Catherine Zofelt, illustrated by Lisa Marucci. One morning, Winnie the Pooh woke up to the sound of icicles melting. Drip, drip, drip. He rubbed his sleepy eyes and felt sunshine pouring through his window like warm honey. Time for a little something, he decided happily. Pooh went to his cupboard to find his breakfast. Oh, bother, he said. His honey pots were empty. Cheer up, cheerily, cheer up, cheerily, sang a robin outside Pooh's window. Buzz, 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 sang a honey bee. Pooh began to feel like singing too. I think spring is springing. I can hear the robins singing. And the icicles are melting. Drip, drip, drip. So I'm following the buzzing bee, skipping to the honey tree. Pooh took a honey pot and went to the fine warming morning. He skipped through the soft grass, up a path towards the honey tree. When he reached a bridge, he rested for a bit to watch a river racing underneath. Up above, little clouds were playing in the bright sky. All around him, the forest trees were putting on their new green lace. "Hello, Pooh Bear," called Rabbit. "No time for sitting. It's springtime. Time to get the garden planted." Rabbit hurried past with a wheelbarrow full of tools and seeds. "Oh," said Pooh. Then the rumble of his own tummy made him remember breakfast. No time for sitting, he thought. Pooh picked up his honey pot and walked through the meadow, all the bright flowers, and he sang a little more of his song. Oh, the big river's racing, and the beech trees are lacing. Spring is really singing, all around, so I'm following the buzzing bee, skipping to the honey tree. Before he knew it, Pooh had reached a place where the stepping stones went across the stream. 1, 2, 3, he stepped, but at the third stone, the sun felt so warm he decided to have a little sit. He listened to the creek bubbling and to the spring peepers chirping. He watched Baby Turtle and the 4 bugs crawling along the rocks. "Hello, Pooh," called Owl, flying overhead. "Isn't it a glorious day? I'm off to do my spring cleaning. No time for sitting. Time to feather the nest." "Goodbye, Owl," called Pooh. Once again, his tummy reminded him that he had not had any breakfast. No time for sitting, he thought. Pooh picked up his honey pot and strolled through the green mossy woods, and he sang. I hear the peepers peeping, but the shiny beetles creeping, as quiet as the velvets in the breeze, so I'm following the buzzing bee, skipping to the honey tree. As soon as he came out of the woods, Pooh thought about how good it would feel to rest again. He sat in the new grass, he smelled the green smells, and counted 5 yellow buttercups. "Hello, Pooh," said Eeyore. "I believe you're sitting on one of my thistles. Spring thistles are much better when they are not set upon by bears." "Ow," said Pooh. "And bears are much better when they don't sit upon thistles." "No time for sitting," he said, plucking a pricker from his behind. As Eeyore picked up his thistles, Pooh picked up his honey pot and skipped up the hill towards the honey tree. I feel the thistles picking, and the green, green grass is tickling my feet. That's how I know the spring is springing. And that's why Pooh is singing. Follow the buzzing bee, skipping to the honey tree. "Follow the buzzing bee," cried Pooh, as he climbed the honey tree and reached into the hollow. He took 1, 2, 3 paws of honey. Then he filled his pot. Then he licked the pot clean and filled it again. After the 3rd pot, Pooh began to think a picnic sounded like a very nice thing. "Well, our friends are all busy with their spring chores," Pooh sighed. "I wonder what they'll think." To his surprise, everyone agreed that a picnic was a splendid idea. They gathered at the picnic spot, and Kanga spread out a blanket. She paused to watch as the mama duck passed by with her 6 fluffy ducklings waddling behind. "Aren't they little dears?" Kanga said. She tucked Roo into her pouch and patted him gently. Piglet took acorn pies and honey pots out of the large basket, and Eeyore laid out plenty of tender thistles. Everyone sat around the picnic basket and smiled and laughed in the sun. "Ah," said Pooh happily, "spring is a good time for sitting." "Pooh," cried Rabbit, "you're absolutely right. Spring is a busy time, but I think the best time about spring is sitting and listening to the robins singing, and watching the bluebirds ringing," added Tigger. "And smelling the brown earth greening," chimed Roo. "And feeling all warm and sunny," sighed Piglet. "And tasting pots of honey," cried Pooh. The end.